Hey there, so good to see you again. Thank you so much for letting me do this. I have been wanting to do hair for so long, but don't you worry, I would do a great job, trust me. I've already got everything laid out, so I'm ready to go if you are. Good stuff. So, I'm just gonna go ahead and start by brushing your hair. Just to get you ready for today's hair session. So, let's get started. I'm just going to start on this side. Just brush out any knots. I'll be gentle. Don't worry. Okay, let's move on to your other side. To make sure we get the top and the back too. Okay. I think you are nice and knot-free now, so how about we move on to our first proper step, and that of course is giving you a little spritz down. So I've got my water spritzer, and this part is just so that we can get your hair a bit damp so that I can comb it out and just do an initial chop. So my plan is I'm going to do this sort of rough cut, and then I'm going to dye it, and then we're going to do a proper neater cut. How's that sound? So this is just to get that initial wet hair that I can trim a bit. So I love this bottle. Isn't it cute? Alright, anyway, let's get to spritzing. So, shut your eyes if you like. I'll try to avoid your face anyway though. So, ooh. Okay, that's probably enough. I'm just going to go ahead and comb through. So, I'll go slowly so that I don't pull on your hair. All the way to the bottom. Okay, and of course around here. Okay, just want to make sure I get it all laying completely straight. That way I'll cut it evenly. Don't want to give you an uneven chop. Okay, down here. Right. I think we are ready to snip. So, where are my scissors? Here they are. So I've got my trusty hairdressing scissors. Now these ones of course are super sharp. Can't use just any scissors. So let's just use the comb to straighten out your hair and then give it a rough snip underneath. So, how long did you want it? Just a tiny bit off, right? Yeah, just a trim? Okay, I can do that. So, let's just pull a bit of hair and then just... Okay. And a little bit. Just sort of round the back, make sure we get those bits. Make sure I just got it all level too. Okay, and on this side, okay. Now let's make sure it's all laying nice and flat. Okay, so let's make sure we get the back parts too. So I'm just going to go a bit further around here. And just snip, and this side. Okay, so this doesn't need to be perfect yet. This was just the rough chop, just so that we're not dyeing any hair that's just going to be cut off anyway. So I'll do the neat job afterwards. But that's your little lop done. And now we can get to the fun part. That is the dyeing. So, first step of course, is to put on my gloves. Because I don't want this hair dye to stain my hands. So, first glove. There we go. Ready to work. And I'm going to just clip up just the top section of your hair. I'm just going to separate it and clip it up so that I can thoroughly dye the bottom and then get to the top afterwards. So I'm just going to separate some of that hair and then go ahead and clip it in. There we go. And now we can get to the fun bit. So, I've already prepared my coconut bowl. And in it I have got a whole bunch of conditioner. Now this apple scented. And I've got conditioner because the dye that we're going to use today is this one. So it's called Shrine, and it's like these little drops. I'll show you. Take a look at that. Oh look. Look how vibrant. Isn't that beautiful? Yeah. I'm so glad you went for blue. I mean, what is more appropriate for celebrating Pride Month than becoming the blue-haired feminazi that every bigot fears? But for this particular dye, basically you put the drops of the dye into the conditioner, and it's like the more drops you do, the darker the colour will be. So if you want like a pastel, you only do a few. If you want it to be really bright, you do not. So what do you think? How much would you like? Like an in-betweeny? Yeah, no problem. I think I'll do like 5 drops then. I think you can do from like 3 to 10 or something like that. Okay, so this bubble. Okay, hang on. Maybe I need more in there. There we go. So 1, 2. Okay. 3, 4. And 5. So there's our 5 drops. Now let's give it a little mix with the spatula. Wow, this looks quite cool. Don't be alarmed. The colour is not going to come out as dark as the dye here. This is satisfying though. So I just want to make sure that I've got all the dye evenly distributed in my conditioner. Look at that. Wow, it's almost the same colour as the spatula. Okay. I think that's good. Oops. Ooh. I got it on my shirt. These are the dangers. That's why you wear a shirt you don't care about. Right. Where can I put you? Here we go. R.I.P. my shirt. But worth it for the sick dye job. So what I'm gonna have to do is I prepared a bunch of hair foils. So essentially, to do this, I'm gonna take one of these foils and put a section of your hair on it, and then like draw on the dye, and then we fold it over and like crinkle it on so that it stays, and that's going to keep the heat in and make your hair develop. So, and also it's going to stop it from going on your clothes like it did on mine. So how about we just go ahead and begin? I'm just going to use the back of my brush just to sort of, section out parts of your hair that I can paint on. So, let's start with number 1 here. Just take first little bit of hair. Okay, so get a little bit of dye on our brush and we just This is so fun. Paint that on. Okay, so now we fold that over. We just secure that on. Okay, so next piece. And I'm going to take another piece back here. There we go. And I reckon we're going to get maybe like 4 on each side with the size of the chunk that I'm taking. It's so fun to paint on like this. Now we fold and pinch it up. That's done. So, third piece, and we'll take that. Just make sure it's flat, and some more dye. Okay, so our last piece on this side. And that's the bit from the very back there now. And let's paint it. Okay, scale that shut, and that is that side of your lower half done. So now let's move on to that side. Let's pick up a new foil. Alright, oops, oh, I keep painting on myself. Alright, so front part from this side. There we go. Stick it on there. And then paint her. Okay. And then flip that, secure it. Okay, and another new one. Oops. And the next part, back there. There. And then turn that one up. Okay, number 3. The next part Back there. A bit more dye. Okay. Make sure we coat every hair. And let's turn that one up. And secure it. Perfect. So now the last one on the bottom layer. And again from the back. There we go. And grab a bit more dye. Okay. And let's turn that up too. Okay. Alright, so that's your bottom layer done. I'm just gonna poke in a little bit into like your scalp. Just make sure I've got all of those bits. Okay, so let's just start here. Make sure we've covered every part. Don't want your dye job looking patchy. This may be a home job, but it doesn't have to look like it. Okay. Good stuff. So, time for your top layer. Let me take that clip out for you. Okay. And I'm going to do the same thing and section it into 8 pieces, okay? So, let's grab our next couple foils and let me take just the top section here. Stick that on the foil. Make sure it's nice and saturated. And then fold that over and seal it. Okay. And then our next one. So, section off another piece over here. Alright, number 3. Let's take another piece from back there. And some dye. Oh. Okay. I'm really scared of getting dye on my face. On the clothes, whatever, but on the face. Absolutely not. Okay. So that brings us to my last one on that side. So let's grab him. Oh, itchy. Okay. And then that's our final section back there. Get it on there. And some dye. There we go. Alright, so final 4 to go and then we are done. Okay, so let's grab another one and take that front piece here, stick it on there, and then grab some dye again. Ooh, there we go. Okay, number 2. And take a section. Secure it. Okay. Number 3. We'll grab a bit from back there. There we go. And last one. Okay, so this is your final piece from the back. There we go. I've got the inevitable blue all over my arm already. Let's just roll that one up and secure it. There we have it. So I'm just going to do the same again with your roots. And just grab a bit of the dye, just go over your scalp. Just the bits that you can't really reach with the foil. Just a little bit underneath those as well, in between them. Okay, there we go. I think that was all of it. Alright, so I'm gonna take my blue hands off. can't get them off. There we go. There we have it. And now we just let that sit for a tiny, tiny little bit. Okay, so we just need to let that sit for a moment. It actually really doesn't take long, just because blue is such a grabby pigment. Hard to get off. But let me just go through what we're going to do next while we wait. So I have got my shampoo. So this one is actually really nice. I'm treating you. It has manuka honey and mafura oil, fig extract, and baobab oil. Tell me, am I saying that right? Baobab? I can't think of any other way to say it. But it's sulfate free, which is what matters most. So anyway, I'll use this to wash out your colour. So we'll just do a quick wash to get rid of the dye. And then I can give you a proper haircut. So let's give you just one more spritz, just to rinse out the bulk of it, I guess. Okay, so close your eyes if you like. I'm just gonna go ahead and now that we've got the water in there, let's add a little bit of my shampoo. Okay, and I'm just going to massage this into your hair. Let's start with your scalp. Make sure we get all of that colour off of your actual scalp and the back too. Let's not forget the lengths, because obviously a lot of colour in there too. Make sure we get every single bit don't want to miss any spots. Okay, let me just dry off. So I'm going to give you just another spritz to rinse that out, okay? Starting at the top. Alright, lovely. Okay, so now I just want to give your nearly blue hair a really quick little comb through to prepare for our snip. So I'm going to start on this side, just comb through here. Lovely. And this side. Make sure we get the top and the bottom. And of course, make sure we get the back. Okay. Okay, so now we get to do our proper snip. So again, using my comb, I'm just going to level out your hair and then chop it. And I'll do maybe a little bit like short parts to trim your face as well. Whatever you like. So let's start out brushing over here. Okay, and then give it a snip. And then again. Okay, so around the sides a bit more now. And around the back as well, of course. Okay. Over here as well. Just really making sure it's all totally the same length. Okay. Of course, around the back too. So let's just line that up. Okay. Okay. Right. I think I'm also gonna do now those sort of bits around your face, just to sort of frame your face. What do you think? Okay, so it's just so I'm just going to hold that. Then here. And some slightly longer bits too. And then the same over here. Let's do some slightly longer bits. Okay. I think that that's all done for you. So, let me take one last look at you. You look great. God, I love this look for you so much. I really do love when people go bold with their hair. Makes me want to do it again. Okay, but seriously, thank you for letting me do it. I love cutting hair. But you look great, I promise. So, make sure that you come back to me next time you need a trim. I'm more than happy to do it. See you next time.